Asacyan anusuchastang prajnamadang sabhasas. Lord Krishna, here it is said, see Bhagavan Uvaj, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Bhagavan. It is not written here, Krishna Uvaj, because people might take Krishna as ordinary person, historical person. Therefore, the author, Vyasdev, says, Bhagavan Uvaj. Bhagavan means the personality of Godhead. Personality of Godhead, that is definition. Who is personality of Godhead? There are many persons. We are all persons. All living entities, they are individual persons. Just like you are a person, I am a person. A dog is also a person, a cow is also a person. Everyone is individual. But Bhagavan means the supreme person. As we are many persons here sitting together. But there is some difference. They are not equal in their status of life, in their understanding, in their knowledge, in their bodily feature. Every individual person. We are not equal. I am thinking in different way, you are thinking in different way. My ambition is different, your ambition is different, my profession is different, your profession is different. In this way, if you study each and every person, you will find there are varieties. Not that everyone is thinking in the same way or living in the same way, no. That is called person. Everyone is individual person. Similarly, Bhagavan is also individual person. He is the supreme person. That is the difference. Just like in your country, in England, the supreme person is the queen, but she is also a person like us. But if we study who is the greatest personality in this country, we come to the queen. The queen has got a definition. Who is a queen? Similarly, when we speak of the supreme personality of Godhead, there is a definition. That is given in the Vedic literature by Parashar Muni, the father of Vyasdev. Parashar Muni is one of the authorities in the Vedic literature. So he has given a definition, who is the supreme person. He has given Aishajyasya samagrasya, bijasya jasasya sriya, jnana vairagyayasya, sara iti bhavangana. Aishajya means riches, wealth. One who possesses all the wealth. Now, here we are sitting, say I have got $1,000, you have got $1 million, somebody has got more, go on. But nobody can claim that I am the possessor of all the wealth. That you cannot find. So, Aishajyasya samagras. Samagra means complete. That you see, Krishna, in the Bhagavad Gita, he will say that Sarva Loka Mahesam. I am the proprietor of all the universe. Nobody can say like that. You can say I am the proprietor of such and such house, such and such business, such and such bank balance, or such and such country, like that. But nobody can say that I am the possessor of all the wealth of the universe. Aishajyas, samagras, bijas. Bijas means strength, bodily strength. That also Krishna proved when he was present. Jasasa. Jasasa means reputation. You see, Krishna's reputation is still going on. All over the world, he is known. In your English dictionary you will find his name. And his book, the Bhagavad Gita, is read all over the world among the scholars, philosophers. Nobody can compete with his reputation. Take any historical person. So, Aishajyasya samagasya bijasya jasasya sriya. Sriya means beauty. He was personally so beautiful that he attracted so many young girls of Vrindavan, gopis. He is still standing before us. See how much he is beautiful. There is no comparison of his beauty. So, wealth, strength, reputation, beauty and knowledge. Not that Krishna was simply beautiful and he was cutting jokes with the damsels of Vrindavan and enjoying. No. Nobody could be compared with his knowledge. His knowledge is the Bhagavad Gita. Still, the Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge which was delivered, say within half an hour, this Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Arjuna in the battlefield. Now, when Arjuna was just going to fight with his arrows and bows, he simply thought, oh, what I am going to do? I am going to kill my own men. The other side, they are only my brothers and nephews, grandfather. Oh, what sort of fight I am going to do? Krishna, it is not possible to fight. Better I give up my claim, let them enjoy. I cannot kill my kinsman, my family man. That was his position. But because Krishna was Arjuna's friend, so he thought, what nonsense, you are a fighter and you are talking all these sentiments. So he talked about something to encourage him to fight, and that is Bhagavad Gita. Just imagine how much time they could spare in the battlefield. At most half an hour or 1 hour. So the knowledge which Krishna gave to Arjuna, of course Arjuna also equally competent to understand Bhagavad Gita within 1 hour. Because Arjuna and Krishna, they are friends. So Arjuna had also equal qualification with Krishna, so that Krishna could speak and he could understand. This Bhagavad Gita, calculate, it was spoken, say half an hour to 1 hour, not even to 1 hour. Whatever it may be, it is within 1 hour. It was spoken by Arjuna and by Krishna, and it was understood by Arjuna. But just see what is the depth of knowledge of this book, that at the present moment, big scholars, they are trying to understand one verse after one. There are only 700 verses. They are, it's a puzzle. So deep knowledge. So from the knowledge, as the wisdom point of view, Krishna, you have to accept the wisest. So these are the qualifications. There are nowadays so many so-called avatars, incarnation of God, but according to the statement of Parashar Muni, that God means one must be richest than anyone, anywhere within the universe. One must be wisest. One must be the most beautiful. One must be the strongest. Aisajjasya samagasya bijasya jasasya jnana, with knowledge, and vairagya, unattached. The wisest, the most reputed, the most beautiful, the strongest, in spite of having all these qualifications. They are called 6 opulences. Bhava means opulence. Ban means one possesses. That is Bhagavan. Just like generally in India it is said Bhagavan, Dhanoban, Buddhivan, Buddhiman. This Bhat Pratyaya, Mat Pratyaya is there when one possesses. So here it is specifically mentioned, Sri Bhagavan Vach. So we should take everything very diligently. Not that anyone can say I am Bhagavan. We have to test whether he is the wisest, whether he is the strongest, whether he is the richest, whether he is the most reputed. Then we accept. Don't accept any ordinary man simply cheating others and declaring himself that I am Bhagavan. Arjuna also tested. Arjuna knew he was Krishna's friend. He knew Krishna very well, but still he wanted to see his Virat Rupa, so that in future others may not cheat the innocent people. So Bhagavan Uvacha, the Krishna, his first lesson to Arjuna. Arjuna was speaking like a very learned man. Some of his statements were that if I kill my brothers, the wives of my brothers, they will become widow, and without husband, they may be polluted, and there will be unwanted children, Sankara, Varna Sankara. And if there are illicit children, then the world will be hellish. So these statements are nice. They are not, unnecessary. So they are necessary for keeping the society in order. Every woman must have a husband, and the children must be born within husband. bona fide husband and wife, then there will be good population. These things are Vedic statements. So Arjuna was speaking in that way. That is also like a learned man. But he was lamenting about the death of his kinsman. Therefore Krishna says that asatyan anusochastam pragyavadang subhasas. You are talking like a very learned man, as authority, but you are lamenting on something which no learned man does. Gatasum agatasum sananu suchanti pandita. Pandita means learned man. The thing is that we may be very learned men. Some of us may be lawyers, some of us may be medical practitioners, some of us may be very expert businessmen, so many things, engineers. But if we do not know the value of our life, then according to the statement of Bhagavad Gita, we are not Pandita, we are not learned. That is the first statement. That you are lamenting on a subject matter which no learned man does. That means you are a fool. In a very mild language. In such a way, nanu sochanti pandita. Those who are learned, they do not like that. That means you are a fool. So, this knowledge which Krishna is going to deliver about this body and about the soul, that is the beginning of knowledge. Without this knowledge, any other knowledge, that is not our success, that is our defeat. In Bhagavata it is stated that Parabhava means defeat. Parabhava, stavat, so long, abodha jata, those who are born foolish rascals. Javanna jigyasata atma tattam, so long one is not awakened to the standard, to the position, to inquire about the soul. You may be big engineer, big doctor, big lawyer, but if you do not know what is soul and what is this body, then whatever you have learned, that is your defeat of life. Parabhava. Why defeat? Yes, it is defeat. In this sense, that the soul is there. All of us, we are individual souls. That will be explained in this chapter. And just you are sitting all here in different dresses. Similarly, this body is the dress of me, and I am the soul. It's like I say, this is my hand. I don't say I hand. Nobody says. If I ask you, even a child, you ask child, sometimes we play a joke with children. What is this? My finger. So every one of us will say, it is my finger, my hand, my head, my leg, my body, but where is you? This is very sober question. You see? I am saying it is my hand, my leg, my head, but I am not finding out where I am. And that is called yoga system. To find out where I am and who I am. This inquiry. Unless this inquiry is there, he is animal. The animal has no such inquiry. Neither the animal has the capacity to understand what I am. Similarly, if a human being does not understand himself, what he is, then he remains an animal. Therefore, all his knowledge acquiring is defeat, because he does not know himself. So, everyone should try to understand this. Unfortunately, there is no educational system throughout the whole world to inquire about this, what I am. The whole educational system is parabhava, is defeat. Therefore, people are not happy. In spite of so much educational advancement, especially I am in America for the last 4 or 5 years, I have seen there are so many nice universities, they have no scarcity of money, very nice buildings, very nice, everything is there, but they are producing hippies. Let's see. Why? Because that is not their fault. This hackneyed type of education has been discussed without any actual knowledge. I don't blame the hippies. They are searching after something substantial. They are disappointed in the modern system of education or system of civilization. It is a protest, but it is a fact that they are searching after something sublime. Yes. And that is the beginning of human life, because in the Vedanta Sutra, the first aphorism is Athata Brahma Jigyasa. Now this life, this human form of life, is meant for inquiring about Brahma. What is Brahma? So, there is no university to answer, but the Vedic literature, this Vedic civilization, this Krishna consciousness movement can answer. Therefore, these students, these young boys and girls who are after this Krishna consciousness movement, they are getting the answer. Even they are formerly hippies, but now they have got the answer. One of my students in Hawaii, he was a hippie leader. Now, after studying our literature, the whole cell, the whole body have become our disciple. So, this is the question and this is the answer. People are engaged whole day and night, producing something and enjoying for sense gratification. But they do not know what is the value of life. The value of life is, this human form of life, is a chance. We do not admit even. We are so full that how we are tools in the hands of material nature. We are very much proud of our education, our wealth, our intelligence, but we do not know what is going to happen after death. The most learned philosophers or professors, they speak, after finishing of this body, everything is finished. They are so much in darkness, still they are leaders of the society, they are professors, they are learned. This is going on. The Bhagavad, they have been described that Andha jathandhai rupaniyamana stepi satantra urudam nibaddha. These people are tied up with hard knots by the ropes of material nature, but still they are declaring themselves as free. They are so blind, and these blind leaders are leading many other blind followers. Andhajathandhari rupaniyamana. They are tied up by themselves. Just like in Russia, they say, we don't believe in God. We want to live without any God. But they have created another God, the Lenin. Instead of going direct under the direction of God, they have created another God, and they are going under that direction. So, this is not a fact that you do not care for God. You have to care for God. But your God may be a dog. That is a different thing. But you have to be under the direction of God. That's a fact. You cannot deny. This morning when I was walking, some of our students inquired that if somebody says that I do not believe in God, what is the immediate answer? And the immediate answer is that you come to the street, instead of going to the right, you go to the left, and here is a constable, he is your God. Immediately he will arrest you and harass you. So how you can say that you are independent of God? There is God for everyone, but the status of God may be different. One may be worshipping a police constable as God. One may be worshipping his boss as God. One may be worshipping his leader as God. So in this way, everyone is worshipping some sort of God. But we are worshipping the supreme God. That is the difference. That is the difference. You cannot live without God, but your God may be of different quality, and my God may be of different quality. Now what is that different quality? We are selecting God, the richest, the most reputed, the most beautiful, the most wise. That is our God. You are selecting a God who is less intelligent, no knowledge, not beautiful, not so strong, a false God. That is the difference. Everyone has to accept some God, because it is the nature of every living entity to serve under somebody superior. That is the definition given by Lord Chaitanya. Jiver Swarup Hoy Nitya Krishna Das. Every living entity is by nature, by his constitution position, is a servant. But he is originally servant of Krishna. But because he has forgotten Krishna, he has to become servant of so many people. Generally, so long we are not servant of God, we are servant of our senses. That is our position. We have to become servant. But our present position is that we are servant of our senses. I accept to serve somebody, not to that person, but that somebody gives me some money, and with that money I satisfy my senses. So, because I am servant of my sense, I agree to serve somebody even I do not like it. So, everyone is servant. Somebody is servant of his senses, and somebody is servant of the master of the senses. Krishna's another name is Rishikesha. Rishik means senses, and Isha means master. Rishikesha, Rishikesha Sevanam Bhaktiruchat. We are serving the senses. The material enjoyment means sex. The highest enjoyment conceivable within this material world is sex. Everyone. So, sex is also one of the senses. But so long we serve the senses, then we are materialists. And as soon as we serve the master of the senses, we are spiritualists. That is the difference between a devotee and non-devotee. Non-devotee is engaged in the service of his senses. The eyes dictate, please take me to that beautiful place. Immediately I have to. The tongue dictates, please immediately take me to that restaurant. Yes, come on. Please give me immediately a cigarette. Yes, take it. So senses are dictating. Everyone. That is conditioned life. Conditioned life means one who is going on by the dictation of the senses. The same dictation, also devotees are also, just like Arjuna and Krishna. Why Krishna? Why Arjuna is accepted as a great devotee of Krishna? Because he agreed to abide by the orders of the master of the senses, instead of being abided by the orders of his own senses. He decided not to fight because he was being dictated by his senses. He is my nephew, he is my brother, he is my grandfather. If I kill, then my senses will not be satisfied, so I don't fight. That means he was trying to satisfy his senses. But when he agreed to fight after the instruction of Krishna, he wanted to abide by the orders of the master of the senses. The carrying out order of some superior is there. In the beginning, the position was that he was trying to carry out the order of his own senses. But at the end, after learning Bhagavad Gita, he gave up that position to satisfy his own senses, but he took the position to satisfy the senses of Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. We have to change our position. Instead of satisfying my senses, we have to satisfy the sense of Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness movement. All our students being trained up in that way, that Krishna's instruction, asucyanunsucha sampragyavadang savas. So long one is servant of the senses, he cannot speak anything right, because he is servant of the senses. It is not possible. So anyone, however good scholar, big philosopher, he may be, if he is servant of his senses, he cannot deliver you the right thing. That is not possible, because immediately he becomes conditioned. A conditioned living entity means he has got 4 defects. A conditioned living entity is sure to commit mistake. A conditioned living entity is sure to be under illusion. A conditioned living entity is sure to cheat others. And a conditioned living entity is sure to have senses which are imperfect. Imperfect. All our senses are imperfect. Therefore, it is a necessity. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna was thinking with his imperfect senses. Now, therefore, when he thought that I cannot come to the right conclusion by exercising my imperfect senses, that is human life. When one understands that I am trying to get knowledge with my imperfect senses, it is not possible. Then he comes to his senses. Athata Brahma Jigna. That is his right position. So long he thinks that I am thinking rightly, my knowledge is perfect, he is a grand fool. Therefore Krishna says, Arjuna also, first of all he was talking with Krishna as friend, but when he thought it wise that we are talking like friends, this will not come to any conclusion, he surrendered to Krishna. Shishasteham sadhimang prapannam. My dear Krishna, so long I was talking with you as friend to friend, but I don't think this will be producing any good result. Therefore, I surrender unto you as your disciple. Shishasteham. Shishya means voluntarily accepting the orders of the spiritual master. Voluntary. That is called Shishya. Shishya means one who agrees voluntarily to accept any order from the spiritual master. That is called Shishya. Shasdhatu, ruling. Who accepts the ruling of the spiritual master, he is called Shishya. So, Arjuna placed himself to the position of Shishya. Shishasteham sadhimang prapanna. This is the right process of knowledge. If we are, with our imperfect senses, we try to carry out advancement of knowledge, that will never be perfect. We have to receive knowledge from the perfect source. That knowledge is perfect. Just like a child is always receiving knowledge from the parents. He is not concluding anything by his own research. He asks father, Daddy, what is this? Daddy explains, this is this. And he accepts. This is our position. Similarly, we have to receive knowledge from the perfect source. Otherwise our knowledge is imperfect. Here Krishna says, Krishna has taken the position, superior position of spiritual master. And Arjuna has placed himself under Krishna to be taught. And he begins the deliverance of knowledge in this way. First of all, he chastised that you are thinking, that everyone thinks, I am very much advanced in knowledge. I don't require any spiritual master. I don't require any guru. I'll get knowledge by my own effort, mental speculation. That is not possible. We have to receive knowledge from the right source. And who can be better, right person than Krishna? So our process is very perfect. We take knowledge from Krishna and we distribute that knowledge. We don't create, we don't manufacture knowledge. Our position is very safe. Just like peon. Peon's business is to take the letter and deliver to the right person. Here is your letter, sir. He does not open the letter or add something, nonsense. No, that is not peon's business. So our business is that to receive knowledge from Krishna. Krishna says that there is so. In the next part he will explain that Natyevaham jatunasang nattang nimi janadhipa nachaivam na bhavishyama sarve vayam matappara. My dear Arjuna, don't think that you, me and all these kings and soldiers who have assembled on this battlefield, they are not existing before or they will not existing after. That means eternal. They are all souls. Don't think like that. Natu eva ahang jatu nasang nattang nemi janadi. Nachaiva na bhavishyam. It is not that we shall, just like the learned professor in Moscow, he said, after finishing this body, everything is finished. This is nonsense. And the whole world is going on under this nonsense idea. This is a nonsense civilization. You cannot be happy with this nonsense civilization. You must have to take this Krishna life. Thank you very much.